Welcome everybody! Got a treat for you today, a microwave that I'm stripping down because it's got to go to the dumps and I got to do it fast, so I got to get on the move. And it's got the really funky screws, the ones with the knockouts. Them are always fun. So we'll get at her. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Get this. Way to be prepared right off the bat. Always. Always, always. There we go. Nice introduction. Pointy ones, alright. Oh, I hate these though. Yeah, that's right. Junk. Let me find the model and make of this so I can let you know to keep everyone else informed. That one's different. It's an EWAVE. Model EW11E2ST. EW11E2ST. For those of you playing along at home, I didn't hear any bingo, so we'll keep on drawing. Oh, never had one come off that easy. I wonder if someone took screws out of it already. Alright, nothing good on this end, as you can tell. Woo! Don't want to bang it around too much, because I do absolutely love the components that come out of these. Just tons of components. Clip the cords, so that's out of my way. The cord's pretty beat. I got lots and lots of cords. Let's stash that in the metal recycle. And I can leave the door on. It's actually this that I need. And I need the other. Where'd it go? I had it right here. It disappeared. It disappears. Get these out. Do it quick. Oh, she don't want to come. Lodged. I apologize with the weird camera angle, but I'm just lucky that it worked because I just did about 25 minutes of video and then none of it recorded. So that was tearing apart a Sony old double cassette CD player. CD player wasn't working. Here's the relay board with the timing board and everything else. Usually they clip in on the bottom. These two little clips here clip to the bottom, and then the screw will be put in from the back side. You got your just one relay on this one. This must be the dumbed down version. Usually there's like 3, 4, if not even more than that. Thought I had one. No, I don't. I guess I moved it. Thought I had one right there to show you quick. Got the transformer on here. That's going to step the voltage down. Should be. Usually there's a voltage regulator. Yeah, I believe it's right here. It'd be a 7805, which is a 5-volt voltage regulator. Drops it down, and then it's going to switch in. Oh, looks like 2 relays right here. Here and here. Here's your buzzer. And guessing your multiplexer here. In fact, I'm pretty certain of it. And that's your, one of these rails here is capacitor, and the other one is, I forget what they call them, but resistor. The one end pin is ground and it's marked with a star, and then the rest are all the same capacitance or resistance, whatever it's marked as. Looks like 103, I believe. 103, so 3 would be 10, so not picofarad because it's 10 nanofarads. 10 picofarad would be 100. So if there's 3, it means there's 3 zeros. It's always picofarad. If there's 106, it'd be 36. It would be 10 microfarads. So I hope that cleared that up for you. Anyone questioning that? And if not, hopefully it just, what works for me is watching the same a lot of times people repeat the same thing, but you know what? I enjoy that because then it helps kind of stick it into the skull a little longer. You know what I mean? It finds its little home in my brain. Here's there's actually two different. You could say it's like an anode cathode board, and then when you push them together, they're not anode cathode, but they are used as to show the push button. So there's not a ribbon or a line, yeah, a line for each button. They're actually it could be one in the, like if there was a trace down here, this and this could be number 1, and this and the one above it could be number 2, and so on and so forth. But I got tons of them. That's garbage. Did I hear glass? Nope, no glass. What have I got inside? Oh, this thing's usually rotted. This, the Formica, I think it's not Formica. Nah, I think I'm wrong. I'm gonna think about that. I think that's the wrong thing to call it. But where the vent hole is, use cover, please. Guess they want to keep it clean. I can understand that. They don't like their food getting splattered all over. Gotta warn you about, there is high voltage around these, and it shows up in places that you'll soon find when you don't want to find. So first off, you got to use caution, and I should have done this right off the bat if I was going to prove some safety tips, but here's the capacitor. This is used as a voltage doubler, and it's also used as a capacitive dropper, I believe, in some circuits. But I'm just going to short it out, and there's enough in there. Mind you, it's only like 1 microfarad, but you're talking a lot of volts. That can hurt. It can really hurt you. So if you can just short out the 2 leads, the 2 sides, and pulling off right now. Oh man, some of them are tough. Oh, here is the diode that goes along with the voltage doubler circuit. It works with it. Here is the actual heater cathode for the magnetron. These come up. It's actually just wrapped like, there's 2 wires, 1, 2, I think 3 times. 3 full wraps. Right in the, sandwiched in the middle there. And that's just going to get heated up enough to heat the inner core here of the Megatron. Microtron. I don't know where that come from. Magnetron. Hello. Woo. Just zip and strip. Zip and strip. There is beryllium is in the porcelain on the end here on this. That pink. Sometimes it can be white. I've seen it even a little bit blue. That can be beryllium, and that stuff is nasty when it gets airborne. You know what? I really should have a mask on to be truly safe. I need to get a mask on, and I got one right here, so that'll take me 1 second. Nice. And I found it right away. I thought for sure it'd be buried. Now you gotta hear me. You won't hear me very good. When I got the mask on, can you hear me? I'm joking. I'm joking. But yes, you don't want to get this stuff. You don't want to take a grinder to it or smash it and get it airborne. It's really, really toxic for you. You get, I think it's berylliosis, which has no cure. It'll get in your lungs. Just really bad. Here's your fuse. If you're having problems, if it's half dead, fuse could be your issue. Here's the back fan. That fan is used for cooling, to cool all the heat that the magnetron makes. That's why it's on the side here. It blows through these fins because there's a lot of heat. The magnetron, that's where the magic happens. It works and warps and does a whole bunch of fancy things with the electrons in that go through this. And these 2 strong rare earth magnets here, very strong. If you're looking for magnets, them are some good ones. And it comes out the antenna. It doesn't shoot out straight out. It actually works like this. but it works down. You always see it. It's guided down into the microwave, and it actually was what it does is it uses the moisture in the food to it excites the water molecules, and them getting bouncing around really heats it all up, and heats up your food. And oh, I guess supposedly, I don't know how true this is, but if there's, say if you put flour in the microwave or something that has like no moisture content, the microwave it won't heat it. It can't heat it, I guess. That's the rule, I guess, because there's no moisture content. Because it needs to excite the moisture molecules. Boy, that was on tight. Excite the moisture molecules, and they get working and vibrating, and that's what makes the heat that they put off. So it's pretty neat how they work, actually. I recommend, there's a couple good videos out there. Electro Boom has one, I know. Oh gosh, who else? I don't want to say someone that does, but doesn't. I want to make sure I get it right. Oh, Diode Gone Wild. That's another. He breaks down the whole circuit on paper for you and everything. He does a great job with it. He does a really good job. He does a good job with a lot of things. In fact, Diode Gone Wild. If you have a hard time understanding him a little bit, just hang in there. Trust me, you'll catch right on, and then it'll flow for you. Trust me. Just a hard accent, and it's just the way things are when you're talking worldwide. You know, I think it's neat that you have that. The variety, I like that. I like the cultures, the variety. It's just because I'll never probably ever get to them places in real life, but to talk to people and communicate with people from around the world is pretty cool. I think it's awesome, in fact. I think that's why I think YouTube is excellent, just for that reason. You can see how strong that magnet is, and this actually stops the, this is a brass, it stops the electrons from forming and going back in, so it keeps them focused out. It like shields this. Back here, that thing's pretty neat. And yes, here is the one magnet, and it's strong. And they're hard to get off, even when you're fighting. That one was actually torqued on there a little bit. You can see it got hot, probably swelled on there a little bit, but it did come off. There's one, and let's see how hard it is. Usually I just go like this. Again, making sure not to bust that. And it's also on the inside too. It comes through. So you're not going to... You really just try not to mess with it at all if you can. The beryllium. Yeah, see it? Right there. Now there's coils down through in here. There's really a lot going on. There's down inside there. It's really neat. To do with focusing the electrons. Getting them rotated the right way, and so they're not fighting each other and everything. And yes, this is the nasty part. The pink is bad. So I'm going to bury it in there. And then I can get this off. Oh, let me finish this before I take it off. And here's another magnet that's a very nice magnet, in fact. And I was going to stuff it right next to that one, but man, they snap sometimes hard. And if they get your fingers, it hurts. There they are. Here you'll hear it. If I get my finger. Yeah. Yeah, it's strong. That's a strong magnet. It should be strong. And here's your switches. If you're having any problems with the microwave starting up at all, more than likely it's going to be these guys right here. I'll show them to you as I bring them out. Try to get them out kind of haphazard. There's at least three, if not even more. I've seen more before. I guess just 3. 1, 2, 3 door switch mechanisms. 4. There's one on the back. That if the door isn't closed and ain't just perfectly tight, it ain't gonna work. It don't matter what you do, it will not work. So that could be part of your problem. If one of them switches goes and it just everything's working right, your display is good and everything, that could be what your problem is that one of the door switches is bad, and it's basically just telling it that, hey, the door's open, I'm not going to do anything. It's basically redundancy upon redundancy of backup safety is what it is, which I should probably work more at that as it is. And here's one of the bulbs that you get. Now, some of these screw right out, and that's what I was just checking to make sure. And some of these, it's actually fused right in, and then it's just got the clips here that you clip into it. Tungsten bulbs, right? Tungsten, yeah. Just has a filament and everything. This is garbage. Yeah, once you get into it, there really isn't a lot going on. Here's your main wires that come in to this plug here. Try to save that. And if you're ever snipping wires in that, I always try, and I recommend people to always try to never cut it. Like, if you're going to cut something, don't cut it like right here. Cut it out here. So in the worst case scenario, or even the plug here, don't cut it right up tight. Worst case scenario, something happens and you need that to use that piece. There's nothing to get at, you know. You can't get at it. Even plugs like talking like adapter plugs and that, especially. I try to always remind people. I'm just gonna snip these out of here. This goes underneath to the turntable, which is what is it, like a 0.3 horsepower motor. It's like 4 revolutions per minute. It's a slow rotating. The ones I've seen are AC motors. Here, I'll have to get these all fastened through. This should be I believe a higher voltage. Oh, these just snap. Make sure I'm going the right way. These just snap, yeah, together like that, like a lunchbox, you know, lunchbox. These should be higher voltage. Can you see it without the glare? Man, the glare is bad. Sorry about that. Higher voltage fuses. These are. I guess I'll keep the strand with it. I'm not saving that plug. I got tons of these plugs. Actually, these aren't. I probably won't save. Yeah, I'll save maybe this. That. I can never have too many, I guess. Here's all the switches. Again, I've seen them. They sound great, and they just don't work. So usually a good ones are. Hear it? That's what good ones usually sound like. But just because it sounds like that doesn't mean it's good. And I saved that. I got tons of these. I got a box like this full of these. I love them though. Wires, I don't need wires or them ends. Maybe some of them. These rubber ends I love because you can slide them, especially if you cut the wires. Let me get one that I cut. I hate these. Getting rid of this thing with the pointy thing on the end. I think it's for the light. Hook up to it. Oh, I saved this. It's got a ring terminal on the end. Actually got little wires sticking out that I stuck these on. You can put a whole bunch of them on. Wrap them all together. Then we got just the transformer left, and then that big capacitor, and then the cooling fan. And that's really about it. There's once you get into it, this was kind of stripped down, I guess you could say. I've seen ones they have, I guess you call it like a soft start. There's another board up here with the fuse on it, maybe even a doubled up fuse. Just because these are male to female, going both ways, I'll save these. So I'll zap these. There's one whole piece, male and female, kind of odd. It's got the interlock inside it, as you can see it. Alright, there you are. See, it's got the tab right here. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, tab. Push it and go wah, wah. And these things, these aren't the ones, but some of these are brutal. Some of these flat blades, the female part that slides on, there's actually a trick to getting them off. In fact, this right here, you'll pull like crazy. I've actually grabbed the double wires like this with pliers and everything and pulled the wires, ripped them right off right here. But if you look, there's a little tab right at my fingertip there. I'll get it up so it focuses, I hope. Come on. See right there, that little tab right under, right above my fingernail, right there. This tab right here, if you push that in, there's a dimple on the other side. It releases it, and it makes it so much easier. But they're always in a spot where you can't get at them. But a lot of times, if you can get down in there after it, like this, let's see if I can show you. And you get down on it like that with your pliers. And then squeeze it, it'll get it just enough. As long as you're not squeezing the blade part, the wraparound part, just above it, it'll loosen it, pull it just enough, and then just a little back and forth, it'll slide right off for you. But yeah, these things really can, they can lock on. They lock on for life. That's how I call them. They could be brutal, but they ain't coming off, some of them. And then these guys here, these are actually coming off really nice. Even the, what we got here? Why is this one all black? Is this black? No, that really isn't. I wonder if just garbage, maybe? I don't know. These right here, the rubbers, these are nice to save because they're kind of universal. You can slide them over just about anything fairly that size, and you got a nice protected end for your wiring and that. And if it's a little bigger and you think they're going to be tight, just heat them up a little bit. They're a little flimsy enough that they'll expand for you nicely. These rubbers right here, these rubber things, these rubber guys, them things are real nice to have, especially when you got tight wiring going together and you got just exposed metal like this. Now see, this one, does that one have it? Yeah, these don't have the tab I was just telling you about. Yeah, usually they all do, and I've ripped out like capacitors right out of their housing and just about everything, just pulling on the wires. When I was up at the dumps before, mind you, the dumps is closing. That's why I'm in a hurry to get this kind of scrapped out, because I got another month, and that's all she wrote for the dumps. Bye bye dumps. Bye bye tricks and treats. I sure am gonna miss it, but I got enough stuff to focus on for quite a while, so I guess you could say I'm either behind or I'm stocked up. I'm not quite sure how you put that one, so it all depends how you want to look at it. I try to look at it kind of positive, that I'm all stocked up. Oh, the fan is tight. That fan might need some persuasion. This fan, you could hook it right up into a dim bulb, run it right off of your dim bulb. Safety wiring, safety something. Hold on, I'll spit it out. Give me a second. I gotta clip these. Your dim bulb safety circuit. Yeah, hello. Woo! You can just hook it to your AC right into this. Don't matter, positive or negative. Remember, it's AC. So it doesn't matter, and it'll just take right off for you. And that way the dim bulb will help regulate it so it doesn't overrun itself. But honestly, you can hook it right up, even to a cord, and it'll be fine. I always like to suggest the safest way. There we go. Safest way usually. I had to protect maybe myself too, and you guys. I don't want, gosh forbid, if someone ever got hurt, that would put an end to it real fast. I would tell you that. It's such a great thing, the whole YouTube thing, and everyone, the whole community, that I'd hate to hear of anyone getting hurt. Always try to take precautions, and I really need to focus on that, though. I'm taking more precautions. Started the video out a little stubborn, I will admit that. Not exactly proud of it. I'm not really gonna write home about it, I can tell you that. But hopefully I wised up. But it's so enjoyable, just even taking stuff apart. Every time I take something apart, there's always something new, something else I learned, something I didn't know that I figured out, or always something. I mean, even the radio, when I took it apart, I don't know what, the video just never took, I guess. It just, I don't know what the whole deal was. But anyways, you can pull this out. Behind the display, you know, it's got the display. Has these blue bulbs. Or they're bulbs that have a coating on them, and I got them up to like 6 volts. And just the one finally turned on then. So I don't, it was right there in the video. It was a long, drawn out babbling video of me babbling. So I was trying to kind of wrap it up as it was. But, yeah, it's pretty neat. The glowed blue. It must be that aquamarine that they get. Oh, that's wire. Wire has copper in it.